What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hey guys, it's Leva Leone, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour. Great metalheads, crazy music, because we all bleed metal. Ciao.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan. You're listening to me right here and watching on the Weekly Pour podcast. Thank you.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi from, just about every band but ABBA, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Turn it up.
I'm Logan, right?
Yes.
That's how all right, I'll go now. What's up, everybody? It's Logan from All the Pretty Things, and you're listening to TBT and ACE on the Weekly Pour podcast.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TBT and ACE.
Yay! We are here, you are there, I am TBT, that guy over there, that's Ace. If you're a first-time listener, first-time watcher, welcome to the Weekly Pour. Well, there, I had to turn on my light to make this official. You can't see it, but whatever. You can't see it if you're actually watching this either, but who cares? Anyway, lots of stuff going on this week. Lots of news in the music world. There's some TV stuff going on, and Ace, I'm in one of those moods.
What mood would that be?
I'm pissed. I'm angry. I am disgruntled.
You have your angry eyes on.
Yes, I did. I popped those in today, my angry eyes. So, yeah, we'll get into that later. I don't want to start off with a bunch of negativity, although I very well could. Let me check and see what's going on in the chat. Let's see who's there. Right now we got Natalie, and who is our moderator, of course. Welcome, Natalie. Kathy jumped in. Kathy with Music and More Records, of course. She's always in there. Welcome, you guys. There's some others that are jumping in. Shannon's jumped in. There's some others that are watching and haven't jumped in yet, but everybody who are or who is in there, be sure to hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Subscribe helps us get our message out there, and our message is more important than anybody else. So Kathy says that she's pushed aside by all the famous people. I know. I get it. I understand. First off, we have two big releases that happened this week. Maybe just between yesterday and today. If you haven't looked into it, let me see, when was this released? Okay, so this article actually came out today, so I'm going to say the song probably did too. Ace, have you listened to the new XLII song?
I did. I listened to it a couple of times.
It is called Rise.
Right.
The only thing I can say is holy shit. That Nuno Betancourt is currently my new hero. If you put aside this whole 80s 90s thing of thinking of Extreme and their ballads, or whatever, More Than Words, this is not, as I sent to one of our friends that works for the water company now, this is not your mama's Extreme.
It's a little riff heavy, isn't it?
Woo!
A little riff.
Yeah, but not in a bad way.
No, in a good way.
This is a rockin' song, and the solo that Nuno throws out into there made me do a double take. I had to stop. Do you push rewind? I mean, I guess I just back the track up. We don't hit rewind anymore. I listened to that a good 3 or 4 times, just listening to that solo, and holy shit.
Well,
get really out there and listen to this. Kathy's even jumped in too, said it's awesome. Nuno is shredding. Yeah, that's the understatement of the day, I think, is he's just shredding the shit out of this.
Well, also, if you listen to it, it's a compact solo with a lot in it. Like, it covers a lot of ground, right? But it sounds like he is covering like anything Eddie Van Halen did, in a minute and 30 seconds on a Nuno flare, and then back into the song. It's so well done. It sounds like Fair Warning. It sounds like Somebody Give Me a Doctor.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. He talks about it in this the article I sent you before we went on the show. Guitar World had an interview with him just today, and Nuno vows to keep Eddie Van Halen's guitar fire burning. And I didn't know this, but this is their first single in 15 years.
Yeah, this is the first album in 16.
Right. So he intentionally wanted to, put his stamp on that style that Eddie liked to play, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, he did it. He did it, and I think he did it. He did it magnificently. Is that a word? Magnificently.
Well, sort of.
Magnificently. Maybe I should leave the cunt out of it. Anyway, yeah, badass song. The name of the song is Rise. The album comes out. When does the album come out? I don't remember reading that. I'm sure Kathy knows. I thought you said something there. But there's an article on one of the places we get our information from. I'm sorry, it's June 9th. Yep, just seen that too. And the name of the album is Six, probably because this is album number six. Yeah. The name of the song is Rise. And according to Gary Cherone, lyrically, it is a cautionary tale on the rise and fall of fame. You get seduced into it. Once you're on top, they'll rip you apart and tear you down. That's the nature of the beast. And it's funny. I think of the word beast. I think of something heavy and full of just raw emotion and power. That song's got it. The song has definitely got it. Welcome to Bobby, who just jumped in the chat. Same thing to Jason and Lou. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, of course. If you guys didn't hear, we're talking about the new Extreme song that's out called Rise. Go listen to it. I mean, you can hit pause and continue on with this, but go listen to it. It's ridiculous.
Speaking of Extreme and Gary Cherone, this is an era where these bands are and these people in the bands, they're just doing all kinds of stuff. They're in this band, that band, or whatever. Cherone, I think, is out with the Joe Perry Project.
Really?
Right. Yeah. He's singing in the Joe Perry Project. So Joe Perry and his project tapped Gary Cherone to sing, and they're doing a tour. Plus, we have this Extreme record. So there's a lot of activity going on that end. I just find it really, really cool that these guys could just do so much when back in the day, man, if you wanted to do a solo record, that was the end of the band.
Exactly. Jason Newsted, prime example. Because he wanted to do something solo and that didn't kind of work out very well.
Steve Perry, David Lee Roth, you could just go on and on. People want to do something different. Lou Gramm, a Foreigner.
Right.
But now you can be in 15 bands and no one cares. They just point to a date on the schedule and say, all right, just show up on this date and we'll do something.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Well, so we should be able to do that.
Yeah, I've got 6 other podcasts you don't know about.
Oh, sweet. Can I be on one of them?
Well, sure.
Okay. Another release.
We're not mad anymore.
Oh, that's right.
If it was 30 years ago, you would have kicked me off this podcast.
Yeah. I'd have pulled like a Gene Simmons or something. So another release that came out, I believe, also today, that I was super excited about was the new Metallica release of If Darkness Had a Son. If Darkness Had a Son, released by Metallica, which is part of the new album that'll be coming out here in the next few months called 72 Seasons.
I so want them to make a horror movie called If Darkness Had a Son. That's so cool.
It is a good one. It is good. If you've not listened to that song, I'll tell you again. Go listen to it. For me, this is probably one of the heaviest tunes that I've heard them put out in a long time. Very strong riffs, drums, of course, are there. Robert's bass is, is as crisp and clear as it always is. Um, but it's very strong song. I wasn't expecting this to be as heavy as it is, and it's really really strong track. Um, I think I was explaining to you right before we went on air that on TikTok, Metallica had been teasing us for probably about the last 5 days. So I think the first video that came out was 60 seconds worth of Lars doing the same drum beat to the point where you're like, okay, shut up already. Well, the next day you get Robert showing up doing his bass line, his bass track along with that drum. So, you got two
Right.
videos, kind of like we are right now.
Right.
On the third day, you get James jumping in with his power chords and his riffs and all this. And it's like, okay, is this a new song? Is this just a TikTok, thing that they're doing? Fourth day, here's Kirk throwing in, his intro and everything for the song. And then sure enough, there we go. Day 5, we get the song and its debut, and then you can go back and figure, oh, what they were giving us is they were giving us a little tease into this song. If darkness had a sun, you think if darkness had a sun, you think heavy, you think deep. It is. It is. It's available now wherever you stream your music from. If you want to listen to it, the video is actually on YouTube. Of course, with us streaming on YouTube, I'll give them a shout out. So go look at it on YouTube. Pull up the lyrics. These are reminiscent of one, in my opinion.
Well, and I asked you before we went on air where you thought this song, since it is as heavy as it is, where would it fit? Would it be prior Black Album? Would it be on the Black Album? Is it that type? It's not thrashy per se.
No, it's not. But lyrically, words. Lyrically, I think maybe Black Album. Sure, I think it could have easily been a Black Album. But we'll stick with Black for right now. I don't know. I almost want to lean that it could be Injustice type if they took the bass out, of course.
Right.
But it's a very good song. Just go listen to it, make your own judgment. Chat with you guys that are in here. I want to go ahead and give you guys a heads up. I want you guys to be thinking of something that has really ticked you off in the past week. There's a reason I'm asking this. You don't have to listen to it or list it right now. You don't have to type it out, but be thinking, because we're going to jump into that here a little bit later. What is something that has ticked you off? And we're going to talk about it. Your problems. Do what?
Something that grinds your gears.
Yeah. What's ground your gears? What continues to do it today, tomorrow, and it's just going to irritate the piss out of you for the rest of your week. Be thinking about it, because we're gonna dive into that, and we're gonna have an angry podcast for the next 45 minutes. You've got some other news going on.
I want to mention one thing. And
you told me you had like 4.
Well, I do. Ish. Well, one thing, we're talking about new releases, new music. Maybe I'm the only one that cares. But Billy Squier is coming out with something.
Really?
Yeah. It's on his website, and it's only like 20 seconds of a song. It sounds like Billy Squier. It's really, really good from the 20 seconds I can hear. But that intrigues me because he had stepped away from music in 98 is the last listed record that I don't even know if it's in print. Prior to that, 1993, to tell the truth, which was a really good record. But yeah, he just kind of stepped away, and now he's coming back and putting some music out. So I think that's really cool.
What was the last thing he put out?
An album called Happy Blue in 1998.
1998. So would you say 24, 23, 24 years ago, 25?
Right.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah,
Have
and
you
go ahead.
have you heard any of the tracks or anything?
Just a snippet of the one song he has on his website.
Okay, so that snippet's it then.
Right. I think we're getting it. Sometime in March, maybe the 8th. Seems like March
Okay.
8th was what we're getting an actual single. Um, I think he's going to have some interview appearances coming up, so we'll get some more insight here in a week or so, maybe this week even, on what this album is, why he's coming back. Um, this is a guy that I don't know if you know this. He's the most sampled artist of all time with his drum tracks and things like that.
I was unaware.
Hip hop is big into Billy Squier drum tracks. The Big Beat is the most sampled drum track of all time. He's made a killing just on that. He's also someone that owns his own masters. So when the record company dumped him, he said, "Fine, you can dump me, but I want my masters," and they gave it to him. So he has all his master tapes. He owns all of his music.
What the hell were they thinking?
Right. So all the money's going to Billy Squier, and he's still making money.
Huh. That's interesting. And I'll be honest with you, I am not a big Billy Squier listener. I guess that would make me not that big of a fan. I've just never really been too much into Billy Squier. It wasn't something that, kind of like Extreme back in the day. I wasn't into him, you know.
No, I understand. But this song, Rise, we just talked about,
Oh,
I'm
that's
into that.
changed a lot.
I'm
Yeah,
into
Nuno
that.
Betancourt he's made it way up there on that list. And I'll be very, very interested to see what they get going tour wise and who they end up going out with.
Yeah, I don't know if they probably haven't announced anything yet. Just the fact they're putting down a new record. So yeah, I bet it'll be something late summer. You'll see something.
Oh
And
yeah.
there's plenty of festivals for these bands to jump in on.
Now,
So
speaking of tours, you and I were discussing a tour a couple days ago, and we're looking
right.
to see what is the best area for us to go look. But Tom Kiefer is finally going out on tour and has announced it, um, along with. I'll let you.
Oh, okay. One being our good friend John Corabi, and another is Winger. Correct.
Yeah.
So you get the Tom Kiefer Band, which essentially is going to play a lot of Cinderella. You're getting John Corabi and all the things that he's done. If you listen to our interview a few weeks ago, you'll be in on that. But the Dead Daisies, Motley Crue, uh, that other band, help me out here? The one you like, Union.
Yes.
Um, and then, of course, you get Winger, and Winger's phenomenal
Oh
as far
yeah.
as their musicianship.
Put aside,
Uh,
Beavis and Butthead.
yeah, they didn't do them any favors, and that's a bunch of hokum anyway. They were wrongly chosen to be the poster boy for I hate '80s metal.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you could have picked a few bands after
Yeah.
them and been just fine, but Winger's really really good. I would look forward to seeing them. The whole show would be great.
Yeah.
We've
So
talked
the
about a road trip.
Oh yeah, yeah. So not only that road trip that we've talked about going to Ohio, but I had another mutual friend of ours say, "Why don't we just go to the Ryman in August?" And I was
You
like, "I'm down." So that it may end up being one that we go to twice. Um, but and I don't see that that would be a bad show. I can remember the very first time I seen Cinderella, which was at the Hampton Coliseum in Hampton, Virginia. It was the Long Cold Winter Tour, and
okay?
the openers were Bullet Boys
Uh huh.
and Winger.
Nice.
Yeah, so
That brings up a story I want to tell. Go
Excellent.
ahead.
So Winger, I've actually seen Winger, I want to see 4 or 5 times.
Oh wow.
And yeah, which is kind of surprising, but they've never put on a crappy show, shitty show, crappy show, whatever. Kip's voice has always been there. Reb Beach is always, you know, this is when Paul Taylor was, with them, and Rod Morgenstein and all that, Stein, whichever. Um, but yeah, loved them, and I think they're kind of like, and this is so cliche, but they're kind of like a fine wine, and they just get better with age. And
Yeah.
I actually feel the same way about Metallica in a way, especially after listening to this latest song. I think I think they continue to get better as they mature, and eventually, when you hit 80, they'll hit their prime.
Well, I think the three band that you mentioned, we both talked about. I've heard nothing but good things about Kiefer's show. Nothing but good things about Karabi's show.
Right.
And Winger, same thing. Even now, I hear good things about Winger shows.
Yeah, and before you jump into your story, Karabi's involvement, it's going to be an acoustic show.
That would be an interesting opener.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be great. But yeah, you're going from an acoustic show to boom, here's Winger,
Yeah.
or whatever.
I'm
So
just excited at the fact that they're going to play 17 in 2023, especially in what do they call it, the woke nation, where you're not supposed to sing about things like that, but that's still one of my absolutely favorite songs.
I think Kip gives a bit of a preamble prior to playing about that song and how strange it is because now the person they're singing about is, in their 50s and got
Yeah.
3 kids, divorced or something.
He changes a line, she's only 57.
Right. So you mentioned the two openers for Cinderella. Long Cold Winter was Bullet Boys, Winger, right?
Yep.
I saw Cinderella on the Heartbreak Station tour
Okay.
in, I believe, Terre Haute, Indiana, with some buddies, and this was really strange for me because the opener was Lynch Mob, George Lynch
Yeah.
and his crew, and Nelson. So whatever you think about Nelson, and I actually like the two big singles they have. I think they're good songs, good
And you're
pop.
not talking Willie.
Correct. I'm
All
talking
right.
about Ricky Nelson's boys.
Yeah. Matthew and Gunner.
Yeah, Matt and Gunner. But what was so strange about it was we were up kind of high in the seats, and you could see down on the floor, and it was nothing but I think 12-year-old girls and their mothers. There for Nelson, and so the floor is packed with all these like little girls and their moms.
You
And
almost thought Hanson was there.
yeah, they all looked like they were wearing the same Debbie Gibson hat too.
Oh, of course.
So they finish that set. Lynch Mob comes out, and it's a much darker, heavier tone. The lights change, everything changes, and that floor cleared out so fast from all the Nelson fans moving on out the road. We saw what we wanted to see.
Well, according to the chat, you sing After the Rain when you take bubble baths.
I sing it when I get out of the shower as
When
well.
you get out of the shower, which would be after
the rain.
The rain. Okay.
Right.
I was just, yeah, that was just something that was thrown out in the chat. I didn't know how much truth there was to it. But yeah, whatever. Crazy people.
I will tell you too. If you ever watch an interview with, I think it's Gunner. I'm not sure which one. They look alike. They have a lot of cool stories about the music industry that you wouldn't think they would have. Their experiences are pretty cool. If you ever see one,
I'll have to look one up. Obviously, that was another group duo. I can't call them a band. I was not into them at all. They were getting played on mainstream radio, top 40, and I didn't listen to top 40.
Like I said, those two songs are good pop rock songs.
Sure.
I like, but I didn't like run out and buy the record.
Right.
And man, but boy, the more I listen to them talk about their experiences and how they work their tails off to, come back from grunge and tour and tour and tour.
Sure.
They're hardworking guys, no matter what you think of their music.
I forgot where I was going with this.
Of course you did.
I did. I was in Guam. Guam had a rock station. I want to say it
There's
was
nothing but
90.
snake. Nothing but
Well,
snake.
right. Tons of snakes. Tons of snakes. 98 Rock is what I think it was, and they refused to play Nelson.
Really?
Yeah, they're playing everything from, the Crew. They're playing all of the 90s, glam rock or whatever you want to call it at the time. You're playing your Warrant, your Skid Row, your Poison, all that stuff. They played, Lynch Mob, Dokken, will not play Nelson, will not play anything that was a little bit pop related whatsoever.
Do you think Nelson dodged a bullet because Metallica threw the dart at, or I mean Nelson dodged a bullet because Metallica threw the dart at Winger's head in that
Yeah.
video?
Yes.
Because it could easily have been them.
It could have been anybody.
Right. It could have been them. They were
This is
Pop and Pretty's Winger.
right. Right. Now, did you know at the time at your age, did you know that when Nelson came out that they were dudes?
Yes.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I was pretty sure they were guys. Yeah, I was pretty sure. Although that hair was insane.
It was. I was jealous and I had long hair.
You had hair just like that.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't bleach white.
No, but it was a lion's mane. You showed me the photo.
I didn't look like I was a freaking Targaryen from Game of Thrones.
No, but I mean, it was impressive coif that you had.
It was. It was. And now we don't have that. I gotta look in the chat. My gosh, it's just been going like crazy. Somebody just said that they needed a video of something that has something to do with you. Okay, geez. Anyway, never mind. Yeah. So Nelson, I wonder what they're up to.
I haven't looked. I could look, but I haven't looked.
I think we should. I think we should get one of them two on the show.
I'm telling you, they tell good stories. They've got a lot to talk about with their experiences.
Well, that's good. We need to get them.
The book I read about the LA Strip had a whole little chapter dedicated to them.
See if you can find their publishing company or their whoever their talent agency is. We need them on.
I'll work on it.
Yeah, I think they would be good. You were telling me something earlier about Ozzy. Apparently, he's not dead.
He's not dead,
and people
Ozzy
were thinking he was.
Well, basically, what people were saying is that when he announced that he was retiring from touring, I think it was perceived as a death knell for Ozzy as a person, and he's like, I'm not dying by any means. I mean, he's got the Parkinson's and such,
right?
But he knows that he can't tour. He knows he can't do those things, but he can still make appearances. He can still put out records, that sort of thing. I think he's trying to make sure that the press in general, especially the press, knows that he's not dead yet. He's just not touring.
Well, of course he's not. He put out a Super Bowl commercial.
Right. But I think, he says here, the effing press will drive you nuts. He says, I looked in a magazine and it says that Ozzy's on his last legs. I'm not effing dying. Come on, guys. So it kind of irritated him that they acted like he was just done for. And he's not at all done for.
Well, and that's good to know. I mean, it really is. I was thinking, that he was gone, but no. You think that's a way for him to stay in the light too?
The fact that he
just had to announce, "Hey, peeps, I ain't dead.
I'm not dead." Yeah,
right.
I think you got to keep that name out there. He's still going to do interviews. He's going to be part of things as much as he wants to. It's not like he's Howard Hughes,
right?
Something like that. So I think that was important for him to get that out. And hey, Ozzy, we know.
I'm just
Official.
trying to figure out what color I want to be today.
What color do you want to be?
I feel very pale like this.
You can't take my lighting.
No, I don't want to take your Brazilian brown.
That's right.
Yeah, but I just feel very pale today. It's got to be. I don't know. That's better. That's the same as it was. Whatever. I don't care. For those that didn't know, not only are we, did I mention this already on the air? I don't remember.
Which part?
We're not only on YouTube doing this live, we've taken a step into some additional technology, and we're actually doing this on Facebook Live too. The programming that we have allows us to do this audio, we do this video, and we can broadcast it to a couple different places. One of which, of course, is YouTube, like everybody sees right now. Or for those that are listening, that's it. But we're also doing this on Facebook Live just to give it a shot to see what if this does anything, builds traffic or whatever. We've had at least a couple people jump in on the Facebook part. I do not have a moderator over there. I am not monitoring it very much either, but I can tell you that Sarah Jury stopped in to the Facebook Live to say hi, which was good. And a former coworker of ours, who now also works at a water plant, jumped in to say that Nuno is an incredible musician, and
They're holding their jobs, right?
how right he is. Bad Company Barbecue just checked in on Facebook as well. Let me give that one a like. Appreciate them stopping in. So yeah, we're gonna take a look and see if this doesn't help build things. And I don't know how many times I have to push that stupid button, but it won't go. I'm going back over to the YouTube where we've got the majority of our chat. And just see, Ozzy could sit on a throne and people would pay to walk by and kiss his hand. That is from the McFarlane thing on our YouTube as we're broadcasting this, and she's not wrong.
No, she's not wrong.
She is not wrong at all. Nelson is now called Ricky Nelson Remembered. They apparently do casinos and smaller venues, and they are 55 years old. So they're right around our age, plus or minus.
Whoa.
I said plus or minus.
Okay, thank you.
Our coworker moved over to the YouTube channel to make it easier. That doesn't make it easier there, buddy. But Jimmy, thanks for jumping in. As I go back over to Facebook, boy, this is hard. We need a publicist. I wonder if we know one.
That'd be nice.
I might know one. But anyway, what was your other music news?
I just wanted to ask you.
I've gone 33 minutes without getting angry.
We'll get there. But speaking of angry, have you read this stuff about Puddle of Mud's singer Wes Scantlin?
Only thing I did, I was never really that big of a Puddle of Mud fan, but I did chuckle when I read the headline that he was arrested for trespassing on his former property for like the 18th time or something.
Like the 7th time or something. I'd have to double check that, but one time he showed up and like destroyed the place.
Oh, so this was more than just trespassing then.
Well, this time I believe it was trespassing. It was foreclosed on. It was his house. It was foreclosed on. There are new people in the house.
Sure.
And he tends to just drive by and then stop and hang out in the yard. And I think one time he allegedly attempted to get in through a window, and when that failed, he later called a locksmith to change the locks, and then ripped out the alarm system and caused other damage to a garage door and plumbing that totaled $7,000.
Let go.
I mean, I'm sure it was a nice house.
Sure, but I mean, man up.
Well, I just wonder if it's like I'm living in an apartment in, West
Angry.
Hollywood, and I hate it.
But if your house is foreclosed
house.
on, yeah, if your house is foreclosed on, obviously you couldn't pay for it, right?
Right. Well, I don't know that. I mean, I'm sure he had money, but
okay. So if he had money, then he let it get foreclosed on, didn't pay
right.
Didn't pay. Move on.
He's bad with his money, but
obviously
to keep coming back. Of course, I mean, he's had other issues, drug issues, things like. I guess before this incident, though, Puddle of Mud had kind of recovered, and he had them lined out. They were doing really well, sounded great. That's the things I'm hearing, and then he goes back and gets arrested again, and now we're back on stuff like this.
Well,
So,
move
I
on.
mean, it would make me mad, if someone parked outside my house that they used to live here, and then they kept doing it, and then
Yeah.
things that make you mad,
This is what you're doing is you're starting to try to lead me into things because you're talking about moving
I'm just saying he might be angry.
and anger.
Yeah, you don't like me when I'm angry.
Right. I wish I could turn my eyes green real quick. Yeah, his eyes turn green. I don't know. I've kept my glasses up for a little bit tonight because I can't tell if it's my ears that are crooked or if the glasses that are crooked. But
It's your nose.
my
They
nose
look
ain't.
fine.
No, look, they're freaking crooked.
They're fine.
That's why I keep my eyebrows raised so you can't tell. And I'm like always surprised at what you say.
It is totally imperceptible that your glasses are crooked. Only to you.
What was that word?
Imperceptible. We can't
Yeah,
tell that you have this
looking
issue.
that one up.
It is a word.
In perpetual, whatever.
No,
Okay.
that would be in perpetuity.
Here we go. So is he? Is he? He's out of jail. He didn't stay in jail, right?
He was bonded out for $1,000.
$1,000. Golly, come on.
He bought the house in 2005 for 1.7 million, and a decade later lost it in foreclosure.
1 point what?
1.7.
1.7 million, loses it in foreclosure. If it's a 1.7 million house, when did he buy it?
2005.
2005, and it's 2023 now. If he took care of that place, that price
Oh yeah.
jacked up
Oh, that's a $13 million home.
easily. I guess maybe I'd be pissed too.
Right.
Having a picnic in the front yard.
So I don't know a lot about his issues. I'm just getting up to speed on that stuff. But
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues there.
I'm getting ready to ban Natalie, just so you know. She said it was my eyebrows that were crooked. Careful, I'm going to hire a new moderator and you're to lose that pay. And we just went silent again. Are you reading now?
Yeah, and I'm waiting on you to talk.
I was taking a drink because I was pissed off that Natalie's messing with my damn eyebrows.
So see, you're getting angry again.
Okay, all right. Oh, all right. I'm ignoring the chat now because somebody else just jumped in and said she's not wrong. And I sleep with that one.
I don't know. I can't tell.
See, thank you. That was polite. All right, I'm going to get into my anger story.
Please.
All right. So everybody orders stuff offline. If you don't, you're a liar.
Is it Amazon, offline or online?
If you order it, I ordered it online, but it was off online. I ordered it off online.
Because when people say they order things offline, it makes me think their internet is turned off.
How'd you order it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I ordered it off of Amazon online. That's like way too many words. So I ordered it off online. I ordered a product. Okay. What the product was has no bearing on this whatsoever.
You just messed up there.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for the chat to just explode. So I ordered a product. This product I've ordered 4 or 5 times before. It is a consumable. It is a usable product. And every once in a while, you have to get it new. You can't just refill it. It's not like, it's like this. Here's a picture. It's air duster.
It's not your edible.
That just blew people's fucking ears out.
You're not getting edible through the mail.
So when you run out of air duster, you have to buy more. So this product I went to buy more of, like I said, 4th or 5th time. I'm tracking this because I had the tracking number. I'm tracking it, and 2 weeks and I didn't have it. And this place usually gets me my shit within like 4 or 5 days.
Wait, this was Amazon you ordered off of?
No,
Okay.
no, straight from the manufacturer.
Okay.
Because of the type of product it is, I get it straight from the manufacturer. So I check online my tracking number. It says that the item has arrived at our local post office. And I am stoked because I am running out of this product.
This air duster is valuable.
Yeah, it's shampoo. So I'm running out of this product and I'm excited because it's going to be here in the next day or so because it's at my damn post office. That's 15 minutes up the road. The next day shows up, I ain't got it. And I get that informed delivery from the post office that will tell you what's getting ready to be delivered to your house, so I know what to look for because hashtag people steal your shit.
Right.
So I look the next day and it says departed local post office, returning to sender, no forwarded addresses left.
What?
Yeah. I'm pissed. I moved 2 years ago.
Right.
First thing I thought, did I screw up? Did I order this product? And, because I've ordered it before, it auto-filled my previous address. So I check.
Could happen.
Sure, I would have sent you over to pick it up.
Right.
I check. Guess what? Nope. I put the new address in. I haven't moved from this address. I'm still getting mail. My shit is still being delivered. I got Amish coming over tomorrow, but that's a different story.
Except for this.
Except for this item. So I today reach out to said manufacturer and said, hey, yo, my stuff got sent back to you because they said I moved. I have not moved. Please help and verify that this is the address that I put on the shipping label or that I, wanted them to ship it to. 5 minutes. I had a response, and I'm going to say her name.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll say her name. I can't say the company. I can say the company. I'm not worried about the company. It was from Hard 8 Marketplace, which Hard 8 Barbecue is a place down in Texas. Some of the best barbecue ever. Anyway, it's from Hard 8 Barbecue. And Lacey, who is a customer service rep or whatever, I guess, I don't know. She responded within like 5 minutes and said, yeah, we just got that today. And then responded again another 30 seconds later. It's being shipped out again. Here's your tracking number. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah. Which I appreciate. I appreciate the good luck. I'm sorry. Yeah, we just got that back yesterday. We will send it again ASAP. Fingers crossed. And then a little bit later, she sends me the tracking number. So now I've got to track this again. And I'm hitting track shipment right now. Yeah. Only because it's getting ready to leave Texas. This product is going worldwide. But what pisses me off is the fact that I get mail delivered here daily.
Every day.
The one thing that I want and need gets sent back to frickin' Texas because they think I've moved. And I don't even know why they think I've moved. It said forwarding address expired. When they scanned it, I'm sure it came up with the address I'm at now.
It should have.
Right. Not at my previous address. 2 years ago.
I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah. So I was very angry. I was pissed off. I'm not getting my product. Now I have to wait an additional 4 or 5 days to get it. And I'm out of the other one.
I know this is probably pointless because it's a government bureaucracy, but
right.
Could you go to the post office here locally and just ask them how that could happen?
I probably could, but thinking of wow, I really do not know how to put this nicely, so I'm just not going to say it. I don't know. I would rather they put it on a white balloon and send it to me, because at least I know no. At least I know that would get clear across the country.
Well, yeah, it would get that far.
Yeah, it would get here. And then it would get shot down. It's not going to get shot down over Texas. Well, it probably
Maybe
would. Yeah.
if it got to Texas, if it was going the other way,
Right. But it's coming north. It would make it. It would totally make it.
I think if you went to the local post office and asked a question, they would not have an answer.
I guarantee they wouldn't have an answer. That's what pisses me off.
Because they would be confused, because they just scan it, right? They scan it. There's the address. I mean, I don't know the workings of the post office, but they scan things.
And me neither. I know they get shit and they deliver it.
Yeah, but it's in the system, and it should have been just fine.
Right.
So
I don't know. So anyway, I was angry. I guess now that I've put it out there, I don't see that it was probably not something that I really should have got pissed off about.
Well, it's therapy. That's what therapy's for.
Natalie says, and I'm gonna respond to this comment. She goes, they didn't want to have to deliver it to your door. They'd have to get out of their mail truck. Wrong answer. I got a big ass fat freaking mailbox that it'll fit in. Like my Amazon packages, 9 times out of 10 end up in my mailbox. Great, now they're going to get robbed, because I got a big ass fat mailbox, so everything goes in there. So no, that wouldn't be it, because hashtag fat ass mailbox.
So. Right, and it's not like they left a receipt saying they couldn't deliver it.
Right.
It never probably made it out of the post office.
No, and they didn't take it to the old house either, because that person may or may not have contacted me via, Facebook and said, hey, we got your shit. Do you want it? And I'd have been like, yeah.
You'd say, give it to Ace.
Exactly. I said, I'll get somebody there. Shannon, TBT, what do you do if it's returned again? I don't know. Actually, I do know. If it gets returned again, I'm getting it sent to work.
I don't, but I think the problem's inside the post office.
If it gets sent back again, you mark my word, I will go to the post office. I will show them the tracking number and say, why was this returned? What if I go to the post office and find out that somebody put in a change of address for me that I didn't know about? Kind of like people calling you trying to scam you out of $500 because their kid's in jail and they can only take freaking Apple gift cards. So you got to get them, scratch shit off, call them up, give them the code. Boom, you're out of money. Go to the police department to put on a damn report because you were stupid enough to fall for Ahmed and his freaking thing. Rant over.
I got a call from my mother one time.
For real?
Yes, for real.
Okay.
From my mother, asking me if my son was okay, because she got the call.
She got the call
that said we were all on vacation in North Carolina, and there was a bad thing happened, and he's in jail, and he needs money to bond out. And yeah, I was working. I was driving around like I do, working.
Did she send the money?
No, that's why she called me.
Good.
She's smart enough to call me and say, that doesn't sound right, but I just wanted to check. And I'm
like,
if he's in jail in North Carolina, I'm leaving him.
Right. Yeah, you're on your damn own.
He listens to this, so he'll hear that part. Son, I love you, but I leave you in North Carolina.
Oof. Natalie says that happened to her grandma. They lost. I got to put my crooked glasses on. They lost $500. Damn.
Yeah. And the elderly scams, those are the ones that really, really grind my gears, man. They just irritate the crap out of me.
It does me too. But then at first I get angry at the person that falls for it. But then I have to try to take a step back and think, okay, when these people were growing up, when they were our age,
right?
They didn't have Apple gift cards. They didn't have. You couldn't go to your local Lowe's and see gift cards for every store, in Americana. You just couldn't do that. Where nowadays you can, and you can pay your bills with your watch.
Right.
I can walk up, buy groceries, and just tap my watch on the thing. You couldn't do that back in their day. So, and in the job that I was previously in, we took those information that were those reports,
Mhm.
and we're like, I'm sorry, this is what you need to do. A lot of banks would take care of them, but of course they would, and it's no secret to a lot of people, but they would have to take a police report. So, as in my previous job as a police officer, we would do these reports, give them the report number, and they'd have to take it to the bank.
Right.
And that's that. Hopefully they get it. The only time I can remember ever being scammed is when um, somebody actually had a card reader, a magnet reader for your credit card.
Oh, wow.
And I was at the mall. I was at the mall with my wife and my daughter. I'm sure my boys were there, but they actually bumped into my wife's purse, got the code, got her credit card information off of just bumping into her. It was like, here was her purse, right? And they bumped into it, and it was enough to read the code. I did a lot of research on it, and I was like, holy crap, it's legit. It really happens. And it was within a couple days, I noticed a bunch of charges that were not legit. Called the bank put a hold on everything. I had to sign some papers, saying, yeah, this is not, we didn't buy $500 worth of rubles at, fucking Slip and Slide or whatever, but they took care of it. But that's the only time, knock on wood, that I
Right.
can ever remember. I guess we didn't fall victim to a scam. We fell victim to a freaking
Illegal contact.
correct. Exactly. Yeah, but basically, yeah.
Uh, and I don't know how this happened, but some people have those those scan readers inside the at the gas pump
Yeah.
where you swipe your card. Uh, since we're full disclosure, your former profession and my current profession, that happened at the department with my
Right.
fuel card, and I got called in about that. Like, hey, this charge is odd, and it's diesel fuel. Why is it diesel fuel? And so they thought maybe I was helping someone that needed help, and here's
Right.
some diesel. No, somehow that card got scammed, and I wonder how many people got ripped off at that gas station that we use to fuel our vehicles.
Yeah. Was this one of the previous ones or a current gas station?
One of the previous ones.
Okay. On the corner?
This would be on the way to that small town up north.
Okay. Yep. Perfect. I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was
Um,
far enough. It was far, the ones they tell you not to use that are farther out from the window. That are more likely to be rigged with something.
yeah.
That kind of thing. But yeah, it was like $40 of diesel fuel.
Damn. Yeah, that was definitely not helping somebody out. $10 would have done that. The chat says that and this is Weston, they usually see crooked eyebrows as a sign of weakness or easy to scam.
That's what it is.
Yeah, thanks. So one of the other things, I don't know if anybody in the chat would even want to say, but what is the worst way you've ever been fired? If any of you have ever been fired, I knock on wood have never been fired.
I had
How were you fired?
the way you should be fired. I was pulled in to the boss's office with the manager, the assistant manager, and they explained to me that hey, this ain't working out. You got to go.
Oh,
Yeah, fair enough.
kind of
And,
amicable. Shit,
yeah,
that sucks. I'm getting fired, but
nope. They gave me some reasonings. I didn't agree with the reasonings, but I didn't get angry. That's fine. You fired me. I'll move on.
yeah, it
Uh,
happens.
huh?
It happens.
It does. I was a lot younger, early 20s, and it bugged me because man, I got fired. That's terrible. But a week later, I had another job, so that's fine.
So,
That's the way you should
so
get.
right. So, anybody in the chat? I've asked the chat. Nobody's piping up. So, maybe none of them have been fired, and that's cool. That's great.
Good, because it's not crime.
Congratulations on not being fired. The reason I brought this up, Okay, Jason, this is perfect. Jason says that I've fired my employers. Okay, that's perfect. I get that. I that's what I like to think too. I have fired my employers, but I heard we'll call it rumor, which means that it may or may not be true, that someone recently fired another person. It's 2023. We have technology, we have, all this stuff. But allegedly, this individual fired another individual by text message.
Really?
Who the fuck does that?
Really?
Even if you won't come to my house, not my house, if you don't come to my place of business anymore because I need to fire you, you're essentially quitting. I will take you not showing up as you quitting.
That
Your employment is terminated if you do not show up. But to fire somebody via a text message,
it's cowardly.
it is.
I think it's cowardly. Um, I think it's weak.
Oh, I think it's a huge show of weakness. Very cowardly, very, I don't want to deal with conflict. So because I don't want to deal with the conflict, I'm going to fire you over a text message. Now, there's no law, there's no rule that says you can't fire somebody over a text message.
Not at all.
Jason hit the nail on the head. Spineless. Excellent.
There,
I
that's a good
agree.
word.
There's no law. That to me, that's a lot like the 2 weeks. I'm going to quit, but I'm going to give you a 2-week notice. There's no law. There's nothing
Right.
that says that I have to give you 2 weeks. That is a courtesy.
Courtesy.
I will give you a week. If I can, I'll give you 2. That's courtesy. That's not a law.
Well,
But to fire somebody over a text message without first saying, get to work, we need to talk. If the
Right.
person refused, then what do? If you don't show up for work, I'm going to take that as you refusing to show up. Therefore, you are terminating your employment. Or I'm going to send a certified letter via the post office that'll say there's no forwarding address.
it's
But
in
I'm
Texas.
going to send a certified letter that's going to say the same thing. If you do not show up for work on this day or provide me with a reasoning why, then you will be terminated. I will take that as you terminating your employment. You have violated
Right.
the terms of your employment.
Yeah, that's a choice you're making.
Yeah, there are so many other ways to do this where you don't have to do it over a text message. And I just got a text message about this very thing that I'm going to read. I won't read who it's from. Okay, this is what the person says that just texts me who's listening. This person says if the employer can't get a hold of the employee, they may have had to fire them over text. Okay, I'll go back to what I just said about a certified letter. Because just if I fire you today via text, I'm not going to hire somebody tomorrow.
So we have, extenuating circumstances that may affect our ability to reach somebody, and we can't reach them. So, in this instance, let's say, were there other efforts to say, "Hey, come to the office, come to the office, come to the office"?
Not that I believe.
Okay.
So the same person that's been texting me said made a very valid point that says some young kids won't answer a phone call. You're 100% correct. Some will not. However, this was something that was allegedly spur of the moment. Wasn't like, where they hadn't been to work for like 5 or 6 days.
Right.
It was like, I seen you on Friday. It is now Saturday, and Here's your text message. No, especially in the profession that this allegedly happened in.
Right, which is supposed to be a professional atmosphere, and we have some,
Correct.
we have to retain our dignity as this profession.
Correct.
Uh,
Exactly.
I don't think you should break up over text.
No.
I think that's spineless as well. It's ridiculous. How many times have you heard, uh, usually a young girl upset because she was broke up with over text,
Right.
and you couldn't even find the guts to call or meet?
Well, because technology has given us the cheap way out.
Right, everyone's brave behind the keyboard.
Right. We could change this up and say the same thing about a podcast. We don't have to be doing this live. We don't have to be doing this with, putting our video out there and what if the person that did the firing is listening? I don't give a shit. I've not said anything about a name. I've not said the profession. I've not said any of that. All I'm saying is like what everybody else has said: spineless, a non-confrontational person. It just no backbone. I don't agree with it.
Well, and even when you fire someone, it doesn't have to be confrontational in the sense
No,
of being a bad thing, as a angry whatever. You can be professional and still fire someone.
exactly.
You can be someone that says, "Hey, this ain't working out.
Yep.
We need to part ways."
Yeah. I don't want to
And
say
good luck.
man up because there are a lot of women, that are in higher places too, where they've got to do the firing, if you will. But for lack of better term, man up.
Well, it's just
Sit down with that
it's a good
employee.
expression. It works.
Yeah, sit down with that employee and be like, "Look, it's not going to work. We've
Becky,
tried.
I'm
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to let you go." Natalie, she asked how old was the person doing the firing.
talking late 40s.
40s. Yeah,
Yeah,
40s. We're not talking like a 20-some-year-old. Um, you know, yeah, we'll keep it at 40s.
the
Kathy
18-year-old
says,
manager that's
yeah,
firing someone twice his age.
Kathy fired many people when their store was in Plattsburgh, but it was always face to face. That's my point.
Should always be, I
Yeah,
think, or at the minimum over the phone. At the
minimum.
minimum, but
Yeah.
I believe well, and that's what a lot of companies will do exit interviews as well too. With Do you do one if you're fired,
Um, Usually you
or
don't
just
have time.
if you get quit? You're hustling out of the building, aren't you? At that point, so I
Yeah, and
misspoke.
if you fire me and then you ask me to do an exit interview, I'm gonna tell you to pack sand.
Right, right, right.
If I'm leaving because I choose,
That's
I will
different.
do your exit interview because there are probably reasons that I'm leaving that I want you to know. Or it could just be because, I need A, more money, B, a better schedule, something where I'm not leaving because I'm angry. But even if I was leaving because I was angry, I'm still going to do your exit interview. You have given me however long of employment. The least I can do is an exit interview. It's going to take 10 minutes,
Right,
but
and
I'm
you
doing it on the
always
clock.
right, and you do those things too, hoping that you always want to keep yourself in someone's good graces, even if you're quitting.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you want to keep it amicable because things may change 10 months down the road, and you might go back,
Well,
and they
not
may
just that.
hire.
What if they get a job someplace that you go to?
Correct.
I'm not saying people still, you know, spit in cheeseburgers, but I've seen
God,
worse happen.
don't.
it,
Uh,
Jimmy just piped up and said, even a bad employee deserves a face to face with an explanation.
sure,
Absolutely.
sure. Here's the thing, and this is what you teach your kids, that you if it's a firing like that, you take that and learn something from it. So if you give me the opportunity to be face to face with you and you want to fire me, you know, somehow I should learn something, right? And
Right.
maybe I take this and improve or get better or whatever. Um, Maybe that's a little far fetched to think that someone you're getting ready to fire is worth even uh, learning something from it. But you know, that's what I want my kids to learn is that if they do get fired, you know, take it like a man, and then you know, learn something, move on.
Even Vince McMahon will pull you out into the ring in front of 30,000 people
And he
to
will
tell
say,
you that you're fired.
"Yeah, you're fired," and what is it? Good luck on your future endeavors.
Yeah, best of luck. Best of luck. Speaking of TV, as we get close to bringing this episode to a close,
We have hit everything we wanted to talk about
we did.
for once.
I even remembered to turn off my mic when I coughed.
Excellent.
Yeah,
You're almost a professional.
almost. Mandalorian, for you Star Wars fans, new season of Mandalorian started today. So watch it. Netflix has spoiled us by giving us entire seasons of TV shows. Disney Plus has said, suck it, Netflix. You get one episode. I did it again. I'm dying
Yes.
over here. So, Mandalorian is out. I've watched the first episode of this season. Very good. It's going to lead up to some good things, I think. So, if you're into the whole Star Wars thing, you need to watch it. Or if you're like some people I know that have not watched a single episode, Ace.
I've never watched it.
Yeah, we'll have to talk off air about that because there's actually you need to watch the seasons, and then you need to watch the Book of Boba Fett, and then you need to watch another Mandalorian. So it's kind of like this whole Marvel thing where you got to watch everything in a specific order.
It's hurts my head.
I know. I don't want to make you angry. We can't both be angry. I just
But
found my water bill.
I think that's that'll make you angry.
Yeah,
I think Netflix has kind of bit itself in the ass with the whole binge watching aspect. You know, they put out all 12 or 13 episodes all at
Right.
once, and there's a lot of buzz and for a weekend.
Yeah.
We're excited. There's buzz, and you got to watch it, and it's done by Monday.
exactly.
I prefer it the way Disney and other outlets are doing it. You know, once a week, like it
Yeah.
used to be.
Like it used to be. Exactly. All right, I'm pulling my paper. You guys know what's coming. We're gonna get out of here. We've been going for a while. Covered everything we wanted to talk about, even more. And that's all without having a guest. And we appreciate you guys stopping in, whether you were watching us on YouTube, whether you were jumping into the Facebook Live, or whether you're just listening to us later on. Hats off and thank you to everybody that was in the chat. Jimmy, thanks for stopping in. You've not been in very often, and it's good to see you. Good to see somebody new in. Of course, Jason and Lou and Natalie and Nat and Kathy and Bobby and Weston and Shannon. I think I named everybody that was participating. Thank you guys. Kathy, we'll give you another shout out. Don't forget Music and More Records. If you guys need any kind of vinyl or any music in general, hit up Music and More Records on the Facebook and on the Instagrams. Check her out. Same thing goes to Jason at badcompanyBarbecue.com. Jason has the ultimate in seasonings and all that stuff for your yummy goodness. Spring is sprung in some places, which means you're going to be getting your cookers out, your smokers, your grills. Get with Bad Company Barbecue right now. Get your stuff ordered. Let them know that the Weekly Pour Podcast sent you. And get your seasonings and flavors in now before you're looking for them in the cabinet and don't have them. We will be back next week. I think we're going to go back to our regular scheduled day, which is Tuesday. No promises because Ace and I haven't discussed what the hell's going on next week. So if you guys need to reach out to us, you can reach out to us on all of the socials, the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, somewhere. And of course, our email, which is theweeklypourpodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to send us whatever. If you end up getting fired via text this week before our next show, please let us know. If you happen to get a product that is labeled to me and it's delivered to your house, please let me know. because I'll be pissed, but I will come over and get it. Yeah, that's all I got. Ace, what's up?
Is Weston still in the chat?
I believe Weston is still in the chat.
Is that the Weston I know?
Yes, it is.
Weston was the guitar player in my band. Phenomenal guitar player. He's got some stuff out there on Instagram you need to check out. He's phenomenal.
Nice. Weston is also the one that made a comment about you singing Nelson when you get out of the shower.
Yes. We never practiced Nelson, but the reunion tour is coming.
Excellent. Excellent. This is the Weekly Pour podcast. We're leaving for tonight. I know. But hey, thanks for sticking around. And yeah, Natalie, Ace did have a band.